This episode has been brought to you by Fornos Law Firm, devoted to optimizing your legal results at fornoslaw.com.
Welcome to Push Rim Life After Injury podcast for March 19th, 2013. Episode 23. Special guest Stephanie Alves with ABL Denim. I'm Ray Pizarro.
I'm Richard Bell.
Like to thank our audience for being with us once again.
And those of you who watch regularly might notice a ominous omission. Dr. Boris Del Cid. His absence is actually a good thing. And in his own words here, we are the first and only SCI wellness clinic in Southern California that attends to health cultivation and maintenance of SCI individuals. We have developed a comprehensive, non-invasive, and holistic approach to promote a healthy life after SCI injury. Since our goal is to identify and address the many aspects of keeping SCI individuals healthy, we are aspiring to be a destination place from anywhere in the U.S. and in the world. This is a lofty goal, but we believe we possess an effective, unique, and safe overture to health maintenance for SCI individuals. We recognize that everyone is a unique case. No same injury ever occurs, just like a snowflake. Therefore, a wellness plan is designed to the individual's needs. So we are excited to share our knowledge with those of us that suddenly and unexpectedly have experienced SCIs. Dr. Boris Del Cid, founder, Apex Chiropractic and SCI Wellness Center.
Yeah, Dr. B.
That's a lot of words, bro.
That's okay. You did great, bro. Hung in there. Boris, dude, great job out there. We miss you, and I know you're going to be stopping in and out on the weekends to do some shows. So kudos to you, man. That's a big, it's a huge project, and something to be proud of.
Yeah, and we're glad you're getting back into the swing of things.
That's right. So,
and now for Stephanie.
That's right.
How are you, Stephanie?
Welcome to the show, Stephanie.
Thanks for having me.
Glad you made it out. Yes.
Happy to be here.
So tell us what you got. What do you have here?
Well, I am making adaptive denim, which is just a regular premium denim fashion line, and that is easier to get in and out of. If you have some disabilities, if you're in a chair, if you got some issues with your fingers, I'm making them look good and they're functional.
Nice. So Stephanie, tell us a little bit about how you got started, what made you get into this type of work, and your different projects that you're into right now.
Okay. I started sewing when I was really little, about 10 years old, and I always loved it. I made everything. I was just constantly making something, and my brother is developmentally disabled, and, back in the 70s, there weren't even sneakers with Velcro on them. So, it was a real struggle for him to dress. And, so my mom used to say when I was a teenager, and it looked like I was geared towards making clothes. Indefinitely, one doesn't really think about what you think of as your hobby.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she said, why don't you make clothes for kids like your brother? And I said, I want to make fashion, So.
That's right.
Anyway, went to college, did not study design because thought it was my hobby. And what do I do when I get out of school? Go right into design because you just keep doing what you do. So worked for all kinds of companies, large and small. You work your way up like any career. And, and then I had my own business, and I had a shop in New York City, and I had a small collection, small line, sold to a couple good stores, both in the U.S. and New York and in Japan. And, it was really great to see what you have in you as a designer. And then, time goes on. I move out to Los Angeles, and things sort of transcend. The main point of why I got into this type of clothing is because my stepsister had a couple of bad back surgeries, and with nerve damage, she is using a chair. So I went to visit her. And she complained that she just doesn't have it in her to get dressed unless she has to. She's living in scrubs during the day at home. Right. She feels kind of schleppy, and she doesn't really care about it very much. It's just too hard. So I looked at I was looking at her clothes, and she said they're so hard to get on and off and go to the bathroom and so on. And I said, well, what about if we open them up? and make it easier to, I said, it can't be that complicated,
Yes.
So I asked her to send me a pair, or let me take home a pair of pants and let me play with them a little bit. And so I got to thinking about it, and I was talking to my mom, and I realized that, I said, this could be something really great that I could do with my skills. I mean, when you're a designer, it's not just a creative job. It's about like 10% creativity, 20% creativity, and about 80% technical. You really have to know how things are made, what machines to use, how things work together. So it's really interesting.
Yeah.
So, with that technical knowledge, you become a problem solver. So, if I need to open up the pants in a certain way, how am I going to close them, and how am I going to finish it so that it doesn't irritate the skin and so on? So I started talking to people and looking, Google, you can teach yourself anything, right?
The wheel started spinning.
The wheel started spinning, and I looked around and I Googled adaptive clothing. Well, I didn't even know the word adaptive at that point because she was newly in a chair, and I didn't have any friends in chairs then. I mean, I'd known some people, of course, encountered people, but, I started thinking about, what do people do? What do they wear? So to be honest, I saw a lot of geriatric looking clothes out there. And I said, wait a minute.
Sweatpants.
Yeah. But the clothes that were specifically made were really mostly for older people. And I said, well, okay, it's all fine, good, older people, but what about some fashion?
Right.
I mean, there are older people who want fashion too. And most of the stuff was just really not what I would want to wear.
Yeah, because we like to look good too, We like to go out.
Why shouldn't you? Right?
We like to go out on dates and go out to movies and have our favorite pair of jeans without worrying about it, and not looking good or hurting our bottom.
Well, whether you're disabled or not, of course I mean, some people don't care, but most people do like their clothes because it's on their body. It has to feel good, and of course you want it to look good. I mean, it's only human. So, I started talking to people, and I really got into it more because I said, I got to do this. I just got to do this. This feels like the right thing to be doing. To be honest, making another piece of clothing to hang on a rack with so many other things in stores had come to a point even before this that it didn't mean much to me anymore. I did it a long time. And, like any job, it can be a grind. It can be. It doesn't matter, you're making a bottle, you're making a piece of clothing you love. But I knew that this is what I should be doing, that I had something good to offer here,
Wow.
So what I did was I started with, I had to learn a little more. And, I said, I don't know what to manufacture yet because I don't know what people really want. So I said, well, let me do what I did for Nancy, my stepsister. Okay. I said, let me fix clothes, other people's clothes. They come to me, they tell me what they need, and I fix it. So I learned so much by them telling me what their issue was or what their challenge was and what they can and cannot do. And I learned to ask the right questions like you do in any work.
Right.
So, and if I didn't know enough about what they were dealing with, I looked it up and I would just ask those questions. And then I would come up with a solution that would help them get in and out of their clothes more easily. So after, a year of this, you have a number of clients, you start to get a knowledge base. And, I did the Abilities Expo as an exploratory with the tailoring business. Okay. And I asked everybody, what kind of clothes do you want to wear? What do you like to wear? And what can you get that works for you? And the number one thing that people told me that they wanted were jeans, because everybody wears jeans, even if some people wear them all the time, like I do, and many of us do.
Like I do, yes.
Right. And some people only wear them for, when they're really casual. But I think these days, for the most part, jeans are part of the clothing vernacular. You've got generally more than one.
You could dress them up, you could dress them down.
Yeah, you got a black pair, you got a navy pair, you have some grungy pair,
right.
You have it for anything. So I really started then look more into jeans. And as a designer, jeans is a specialty. There's special machines, there are people who know about this, there's shrinkage issues. There's a lot of issues. It's very technical. And I had never done a line of jeans. I had designed a few pair of jeans as part of a collection, but I was not a jeans designer. So I consulted with somebody who is a jeans know-it-all. He knows everything, and he knows the factories here in Los Angeles. And basically, you know, when you know the right questions to ask about your line of work, you can find it out about a kind of a product that you don't know that much about. In my case, it was denim. You can, you know, I'm a quick study anyway, so. So based on all that feedback from the Able Tailor business, of which I still do, because some people need some things adjusted on their own clothes.
Right. Yeah, like the jeans I'm wearing now. Full disclosure.
Yeah. I was able to narrow down, because everybody's different, of course, and has different needs, but I was able to narrow down to a couple of styles that addressed a number of needs. I mean, you have to start somewhere. You can't offer, it's, you know, it's expensive to get a line going. There's so much development. You know, so much development, and the fit and everything. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's great work, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong. So I said, okay, just start with a couple of styles. Take it from there. You know, there's more you can do later if it grows.
Right.
And just keep having friends try them and tell you how to make them the best they can be. Because otherwise, if it's not just right, it doesn't need to be. So, because otherwise you can go into the store and find plenty of nice jeans too that don't work for you.
Right.
You know, that already don't work.
So you gather all their data up and started writing down the top maybe 3 issues they were having with their current jeans that didn't fit well, and then started making changes? Is that how you went about it?
Yeah. Like the number one thing was that they're too low in the back. You know, that's the number one thing I heard from everyone. They're just too low in the back.
Okay.
So
yeah, especially those, what were those things, the skinny jeans or the
oh my god, yeah, the low cut, those low cut, yeah,
not for people sitting down.
My man, coin slots just like out there.
Yeah, that's no bueno, bro. Nobody wants to see that or
nobody.
We don't want to see that.
Please.
No, I mean, people complain about when they're not in chairs, but they still, you know, they can live with it because they're not always sitting down and all, but.
So obviously when you're,
that was the number one thing.
Obviously when you're sitting, even your pants rise up too. So instead of wearing what you used to, you know, the size that you used to, now you got to wear a little longer, because
a little looser too.
Yeah.
A little looser. Yeah. I mean, if you're wearing a leg bag or, you know, so these are the types of things that I've learned. I mean, now again, I can't cut them custom for each person. So you have to generalize. So,
right.
So it's a challenge to see that when I first cut this production, is it going to be okay for everybody? You know, I do worry about that. So I ask for as much feedback as I can.
Right.
Because to make it as general, as far reaching as possible. So I hope that people will give me that feedback and give me the chance to grow and say, okay, all right, they were a little too slim in the legs. Right. I'll get it right next time. You know, please support me in the effort to work on this for the community, and together, honestly, we can get it right. I can't do this. I know I'm not wearing them. I mean, I could wear them. You know, there are some that I will wear. They're great when they're higher and back. It's fine. And I do have had customers who are not in chairs also. So just the fact that they're higher and back, and that's only one feature, you know. Works for other people too.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's really good to get detailed and specific feedback.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is it okay if people, you know, maybe ask you some questions on Pushroom, send you a note?
Please.
Give you some suggestions there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you guys heard it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely, because this is how I can make the line better. I mean, I think that's to me, it's obvious.
I think it's well needed and underserved in our community, especially, you know, detailed and one-on-one. I mean, alterations like that, it's hard to find. I mean, if you go to any alteration, they don't know that you're sitting. They don't know that we're prone to pressure sores and we can't have inseams that are, you know, digging into our bottoms and things like that. And it seems like you've already experienced that feedback. And
and they don't know what questions to ask.
Right.
Like, they don't know to ask do you have enough dexterity to close a button?
Right.
Or do you need a hook and bar instead? Or do you need Velcro with that where, you know, and then you look at the person, and to be honest, if they have a really big belly, they can't wear the Velcro because it'll pop open.
Right.
So you say, can you do that hook? I mean, you know, you have to find out what's going to work for them. So what I'm doing now with having a ready-made line of denim that you would order online like many other lines, if you need some special something done to it, I have to do an alteration on top. So just like if you took it to a tailor. You know?
Could you give us some, did you bring along a few examples you could maybe show us here of what you've done?
I did. So here's one style that I did that, for instance, of course, is much higher in the back. This one actually has a denim knit on the seat. So I'm going to turn that around so you can see that. So if you're sitting, I mean, it's a good looking kind of a denim knit. It's really, really soft. It's like a big old sweatshirt.
Right.
And it's doubled, or I should say self-lined, so that all the seams are on the inside. There's nothing touching the body. I mean, the front part is like a regular pair of jeans.
Right.
Except that, I mean, it doesn't have any front pockets, but it's got the line on them so that they look like they do, because I know you're not using them.
Right.
There's a leg pocket, so you can have a cell phone on your leg.
Definitely, yeah.
And then I added this little, I mean, it looks like a zipper pocket, but it's actually, if you're using the sports bag and want to use it as a cat.
Yeah, your catheter or your leg bag.
Yeah. So it should be roomy enough in the legs to, support a leg bag if you're using that. But I don't want them too baggy because I know that some people are getting atrophy or they just don't want them looking too baggy.
Right,
you want a nice line when you're sitting. So that's the challenge, is getting that right measurement. So,
this is great. I like that idea in the back where you have a little bit of, what is it, span?
It's got just a little bit of elastic.
Elastic,
just enough to, I mean, it'll stretch more when it's on your body, and you know, it'll just hold it hopefully up against your back there.
Okay. And do you reinforce the belt loops on there? Because I always break mine. I mean, when my pants slide down or someone's helping me pull them up, I always end up breaking them because they're not stitched well.
Yes, yes. I have been told about that. Yeah. And actually, yes. So,
you reinforced these belt loops on these jeans, right? Yeah,
I did. Cool. So, in fact, especially because this jean in particular is of this really soft fabric.
Okay.
Inside the two layers, I am putting a little piece of, well, I'm actually going to put a panel of denim inside. You won't feel it to reinforce those belt loops, because I know you're yanking on it when you're transferring.
Yes,
both on the side's missing, the side tab's missing on this sample, but, so that's that. That's one style. And they come in a couple different colors.
Nice. You know. And what's the other one you have there? Is that similar or?
This is actually for kids.
Oh, wow.
But I've been asked now to do it for teenagers, young adults too, because this jean, because it's all elastic. This was made to address sensory issues.
Oh, gotcha.
People from the autistic community, every time I saw them, they asked me something. Do you have something that people can wear who have sensory issues? A lot of those kids have it. They don't like any metal. They don't like any seams. It's put in their socks as well. And everything bothers their skin.
Right.
So I made a jean where seams are on the outside, and even the waist, there's no waistband sewn on the inside. So I try to eliminate as much as possible. Wow. I can rub. And I'm also going to sand the inside too.
That's great.
So what they do is, like, when you stone wash a jean, you turn it inside out and they wash it again, and it's softened on the inside too for these people.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
I do have another style for men and women and kids too, which is, well, for women, it's kind of a sexier jean. It's a little lower in the front, but of course it's high in the back.
Right.
Hopefully when it's lower in front, it hits sort of right in the middle of your stomach. Everybody's different.
Yes.
You don't want it too high and you don't want it too low.
Yeah,
so
no, I wear mine high all the time, just so it could keep my stomach in, because I'm always, I'm sitting. I have the quad belly like most people know, and it just keeps me in. So it's another way of keeping my guts in, I guess.
Okay, so you shouldn't buy the sexy.
No, I'm not. I'm over.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm not. Way past the sexiness.
But actually, that pant is being tested in men's too. So
keep mine sexy.
Yeah. So that one has zips going down the side seams to the hip, and that seems to work for some people because the entire front comes down, and then it's easier to get on for some people.
Yeah, to cat also too.
Yeah, right. For whatever your needs are.
Real quick, or your attendant to have quick access to cathing you.
Whatever's some people told me that they're opening one side. That opening one side would make it easier for them.
Yeah.
So I've kind of started with two main jeans that address different things, and people seem to gravitate towards one or the other.
Cool.
Now, there's one other that I want to show you because it's kind of an ironic thing.
Okay.
Because it's a sweatpant. And it's like people are going, sweatband. No.
Not back. Sweatband. We're going backwards.
But, right, this is a real tiny size.
They look like jeans.
They look like jeans. They feel, it's that same fabric I put on the back of the other one. They feel really good.
Wow.
They're really, really soft.
Cool.
So when that elastic waist is covered up by your top, looks like you're wearing a pair of jeans, and you can have it with the, with the elastic at the bottom or not. Some people like it, some people don't.
Nice.
But it looks like a pair of jeans, but it feels like your jammies.
Yeah. Good work, Stephanie.
Thank you.
We're getting close
I need
to
a pair of these.
Yeah, those will come in handy on rainy days or just hanging around, and you want to make a quick run. You still don't look like you're all sweated out, but
they're really in style right now. So I mean, I've been wearing sweatpants a lot and denim.
That's right.
That's
Stephanie,
another thing. It's a trend thing.
We're getting close to wrapping. You want to tell people about the exciting Kickstarter real quick, briefly, to let people know what's going on with that?
We are doing a campaign on Kickstarter.com to raise funds for this business.
Okay.
But the way Kickstarter operates, it's like pledging to your local radio station.
Okay.
You pledge a couple bucks, you get a thank you, a sincere thank you, by the way.
Right.
Yes.
To help this business get going, because you have to buy fabric, you have to get all this stuff going before you even ship anything.
Okay. If
you pledge $60, you get the sensory jean. If you pledge $75, you get the sweatshirt. So, with the higher pledges, you get the cost of the launch price of the jean. For the structured jeans, you pledge $80, you get the jean. So basically, it's almost like a pre-sale.
Nice.
But I really need the community to support
community,
me on this effort,
you guys members, you people out there watching, please, we need your, Stephanie needs your support to get this going and get the jump start, because she has issues and, thinks she has to buy it, all the equipment and the denim.
You gotta get all this stuff. It's true. And if the community comes out and supports me in the effort that I'm trying to make this, people outside of the community will see that this is important to them. They want to, they need more options.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
More people should be making things for the community. Plenty of people here.
Good deal. So we're gonna get close to wrapping here. I mean, if you could let people know where they could find the webpage or where they could contact you if they have any more questions regarding, your pants and all the denim that you do there. Where can they find you?
Kickstarter campaign is at Kickstarter.com, and it's under ABL Denim.
Okay.
They can also go to my webpage, which is abldenim.com, or my tailoring business, abletailor.com. That will open with a page showing the video that's talking about this.
Oh, who's in that video?
And that video happens to have a couple of friends, including Richard Bell being our fit model and chief critic. I should say one of, with Cassandra Tang, of course.
Yeah, of course, Cassandra.
Yeah, and we show a bit of the process about how these were made and what we do in fittings and so on. Show us in the sample room.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that with us. So,
thank you.
Rich, any place where they could find us?
Well, you can find us at Club Pushrim and pushrim.com. And I just want to give a shout out to Mishi. I'm on the way over there, brother, to pick up some strudel. If you guys are ever in San Pedro, you got to check out Mishi's.
Most certainly. And Club Pushrim, that's on YouTube, our YouTube channel. Please subscribe and leave a comment for us. Any kind of topics you guys want to bring up or resources, please let us know. Also, if you want to get in contact with us directly, leave us an email at info@pushrim.com for any show topics or suggestions. And, with that, we'll leave you. Boris, once again, good job, bro.
Yeah, Boris.
Keep up the good work. We miss you.
Yeah, you got to come back and hang out when you can and let us know how your business is going. That'd be cool.
Stephanie, thank you once again for being with us, and hopefully we could have you back at a future time to see how that went.
Okay.
Your projects.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys once again for joining us. Till next time, and remember, there is life after injury.
Peace out.
Bye.